Imagine this. You're walking down a crowded street, and suddenly, a torrent of negative energy crashes over you. People you thought were friends are now whispering behind your back, their faces contorted with envy and judgment. Your online world is flooded with anonymous hate and hurtful comments. You start to wonder, why me? What did I do to deserve this constant barrage of negativity? Is there something inherently wrong with me? The weight of their scorn and disapproval feels suffocating. Like a heavy cloak you can't seem to shed, a sense of isolation creeps in, making you question your self-worth, leaving you feeling small and vulnerable. It's as if the very air around you is charged with their intent to diminish you, to steal your joy and peace. You might even begin to internalize their criticism, seeing yourself through their distorted lens, wondering if they are right, and for a moment you feel utterly alone, adrift in a sea of hostile emotions, desperately seeking an anchor to hold you steady. But here's the truth, no one can truly harm you unless Allah allows it. This might seem counterintuitive, almost impossible to believe when you're in the midst of this emotional storm. However, it is an unshakable truth that forms the foundation of our faith. Every challenge, every betrayal, every moment of pain, even the most agonizing ones, is part of His divine plan. Allah knows what is best for us, even when we cannot see the bigger picture. What if the harm they intend for you is actually Allah's extraordinary way of forging you into something stronger, more resilient, and closer to Him? What if every hardship, every trial, is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be, a person of unwavering faith, unyielding strength, and boundless compassion? This is the core of what we are going to delve into in this video. We'll explore 7 profound lessons that will transform how you see adversity, how you face the negative energy directed towards you, and how you respond to the world around you. By the end of our time together, you'll realize that no one can truly break you when Allah is on your side. You will begin to see the potential for growth, empowerment, and spiritual elevation in the face of adversity. You will come to understand the true source of your strength and peace. So stay with me, because this journey will change the way you face life's trials forever. It will give you the armor of faith and the weapons of patience and perseverance, and will help you to discover a strength you didn't realize you had. And if this message resonates with you, if it strikes a chord deep within your soul, don't forget to comment Allahu Akbar to grow the reach of this video. This simple act will serve as a beacon of hope and a reminder of Allah's greatness, and it will help remind others of His power. Your words can spark hope in others who are experiencing the same or similar trials. Your support can help us all come together as a community, reminding each other that we are never alone in our struggles and that Allah is always with us. Harm is a test, and tests are signs of Allah's love. When we face trials and difficulties caused by others, whether it's malicious gossip, deliberate acts of sabotage, hurtful words, or constant criticism, it's natural, even human, to ask, why me? What have I done to deserve this? Is there something wrong with me? The weight of these questions can be crippling, especially when the source of our pain is another person. We might even start to internalize their negativity, believing their accusations or doubting our own abilities. It's a difficult time, and it tests the strength of our faith. But Islam teaches us that hardship is not a punishment, it's a sign of Allah's love. It's a profound and counterintuitive perspective shift. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "When Allah loves a servant, He tests them." This isn't a harsh decree. This profound statement shifts our perspective from a victim mentality to a champion mentality. It reminds us that every struggle, every challenge, every moment of difficulty is an opportunity, an invaluable opportunity for incredible spiritual growth, for deep purification of the soul, and for coming closer to Allah. Think of it like the refining process of gold. The precious metal must be put through intense heat and pressure to remove the impurities, to bring out its true brilliance. Similarly, our trials, though painful, are like the fire that refines us. They burn away the ego, the pride, the attachment to worldly things, leaving behind a purer, stronger, more resilient version of ourselves. They force us to confront our weaknesses, to acknowledge our shortcomings, and to turn to Allah in complete and utter submission. Tests serve many purposes in our lives. First, and perhaps most importantly, they bring us closer to Allah. When life is smooth sailing, when everything is going according to plan, it's incredibly easy to become distracted and forget our ultimate purpose, to worship Allah and to strive to live a life that pleases Him. We might become complacent, preoccupied with the trivialities of the world, losing sight of the bigger picture and the ultimate goal of the hereafter. But trials, like a sudden jolt, force us to reconnect with our Creator, to turn to Him for guidance, comfort, and strength. They remind us that He is the source of all goodness, that He is the only one who can truly help us through our difficulties. They deepen our relationship with Him, making us more reliant on Him and strengthening our connection. The more we call on Allah in hardship, the more we find the comfort and the strength of His presence. Second, hardship builds resilience. This is similar to the impact of physical exercise on the body. Just as we challenge our muscles to grow stronger, spiritual tests challenge our faith, our patience, our endurance, and our trust in Allah. They force us to push beyond our perceived limits to discover hidden reserves of strength within ourselves. Through consistent effort and the guidance of Allah, our faith becomes unshakable, and our connection with Allah is strengthened. Allah wants to prepare us for greater responsibilities, bigger challenges, and greater rewards in this life and the hereafter. Through challenges we develop patience, sabr, which is a cornerstone of our faith, endurance, and unwavering trust in His divine plan, even when we don't understand it. We learn to accept the things we cannot change and to focus our energy on what we can control, our attitude, our actions, and our relationship with Allah. Every hardship, no matter how painful, carries hidden blessings. What may seem like a devastating loss could actually be a redirection towards something even better, a blessing in disguise. Perhaps it's a closed door that leads to an open window. Perhaps it's a change in circumstances that allows you to discover new talents, pursue new opportunities, or form deeper connections with others. Allah knows what's best for us, even when we can't understand it in the moment. His wisdom surpasses ours, and His plan is always the best plan, even if we can't see it at the time. The pain you feel today, the tears you shed, the sleepless nights you endure, all of these are shaping you into a stronger, wiser, more compassionate, and more resilient person tomorrow. They are forging you in the fire of adversity, preparing you for the next chapter of your life. So, the next time you face harm from others, when you are attacked with hurtful words, when you feel the sting of rejection, or when you are struggling through difficult circumstances, remember this profound truth. This is a test, and tests are a sure sign that Allah cares for you and wants to elevate you to a higher status in both this life and the hereafter. Instead of succumbing to despair or anger, embrace the challenge, turn to Allah in prayer, seek His guidance, and trust that He is guiding you towards a greater good that you cannot yet see. Your enemies are unknowingly elevating you. It's incredibly hard and often difficult to accept that those who actively work to harm us, those who are our enemies in a sense, might actually be helping us, benefiting us in ways we cannot initially comprehend. It's almost impossible to see the good when the bad is right in front of us. We often view these individuals as obstacles, impediments to our progress, and sources of pain. But in reality, every negative force in our lives, every person who tries to bring us down, has the potential to propel us forward, to push us towards something even greater than we could have imagined for ourselves. Think about the incredible story of Prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him. This story is a treasure trove of wisdom for anyone who has ever experienced hardship. His own brothers, consumed by jealousy and envy, plotted against him. They threw him into a dark well, intending to get rid of him, to cause him harm. They sold him into slavery, subjecting him to a life of servitude and hardship. It seemed as though their actions were designed to break him, to destroy his life. Yet, what they intended for harm, their betrayal, their cruelty, became the very path that led him to a position of power, honor, and respect. He rose from the depths of a well to become a leader, a ruler, someone who could forgive those who had wronged him. He used the experience and the knowledge and compassion it gave him to serve others. His story is a perfect example of how Allah turns adversity into triumph. In our own lives, those who try to break us often end up strengthening us. Every harsh word, every betrayal, every attempt to bring us down forces us to build resilience. It's like the weightlifter who pushes themselves to the limit, straining against the weight to build their muscles. The pain is temporary, but the strength that results is permanent. When someone speaks against you, when they spread rumors or try to tarnish your reputation, it pushes you to prove your worth through your actions rather than through words. You are forced to demonstrate your integrity, your competence, and your unwavering commitment to your values. Your actions become your defense. When someone doubts you, when they underestimate your abilities, when they try to hold you back, it motivates you to work harder, to strive for greater success, to prove them wrong. It ignites a fire within you, fueling your ambition and determination. You become more focused, more driven, and more committed to achieving your goals. They become, in a sense, the fuel that drives your success. Enemies, or those who oppose you, can serve as a mirror, reflecting areas where we need to grow. Their actions, however malicious, teach us valuable lessons. Their negativity can expose our insecurities, weaknesses, and shortcomings, prompting us to work on self-improvement. They teach us patience, humility, perseverance, and the importance of remaining steadfast in our faith. It's a test of our character. They challenge us to respond with grace and strength, even in the face of provocation. They provide opportunities for us to practice forgiveness, compassion, and understanding. We can use this as a means to increase our good deeds and to draw us closer to Allah. Instead of allowing their negativity to consume us, instead of allowing them to break us, we can channel it into self-improvement and personal development. We can use their actions as a catalyst for change, a source of motivation, a tool for building our character, and for achieving even greater success. Most importantly, our enemies, or those who oppose us, however we may see them, unknowingly bring us closer to Allah. When we feel hurt, betrayed, or attacked, we have a choice. We can succumb to anger, resentment, and despair, or we can turn to Allah for comfort, guidance, and justice. We can pour out our hearts in prayer, seeking solace in His presence and asking Him for strength and guidance. We can find comfort and support in the remembrance of Allah. Their actions become a means for us to deepen our trust in Allah's wisdom and justice, ultimately leading to our spiritual elevation. So, the next time you feel disheartened by others' negativity, the next time you are the target of jealousy, the next time you feel the sting of betrayal, remind yourself that they are in fact playing a role, though they may not realize it, in your growth, in your journey, and in your ultimate success. Their actions are not a roadblock, but a stepping stone. Their negativity is not meant to destroy you, but to refine you. And by turning to Allah, you can transform their intended harm into an opportunity for good, for growth, and for a deeper connection with your Creator. Allah's protection is the only shield you need. Life is full of challenges, complexities, and unexpected twists and turns. Sometimes we find ourselves surrounded by people who, for whatever reason, wish to harm us. This can take many forms, from malicious gossip and character assassination to overt acts of aggression. They may try to undermine our efforts, to spread lies about us, to try to diminish our accomplishments, or even to cause us direct harm. It's natural, indeed human, to feel worried and anxious when others try to hurt us. When someone attacks our character, when they spread rumors, or when they try to sabotage our efforts, we may experience a range of emotions, including fear, anger, sadness, and a sense of vulnerability. We may feel threatened, exposed, and unsure of how to respond. We might start to second-guess our actions, to worry about our reputation, and to lose our sense of peace. It's a difficult situation, one that can test the strength of our faith and our ability to remain calm in the face of adversity. But as believers, as Muslims, we must remember a powerful truth. No harm can truly touch us, no matter how intense the negativity, unless Allah allows it. This is not simply a comforting platitude, it's a foundational principle of Islam, a source of immense strength and resilience. It's a reminder that we are not alone, that we are under the protection of the Most High, and that everything that happens is part of His divine plan. The Quran reassures us in Quran, "And remember, O Muhammad, when those who disbelieved plotted against you to restrain you or kill you or expel you from Makkah, but they plan, and Allah plans. And Allah is the best of planners." This verse is a comforting and powerful reminder. It offers us a sense of perspective and a source of hope. It shows that throughout history, enemies have tried to thwart the plans of Allah and His prophets, but their efforts have always been futile. This verse provides a reminder that no matter how much effort people put into harming you, their plans can never truly succeed, unless Allah permits it, for a greater purpose, a purpose that we may not understand at the moment. This understanding brings immense relief and freedom, because it shifts our perspective from fear of people to complete and unwavering trust in all Allah. When we truly realize, deep in our hearts, that every difficulty we face is already part of Allah's perfect plan, we no longer have to live in constant fear of the actions of others. We can't control what other people say or do, but we can control our response. We can choose to trust in Allah's justice and plan. Even if the other person's actions might seem to succeed in causing temporary harm, even if they seem to be causing problems and issues in the short term, their efforts cannot, ultimately, derail the beautiful path Allah has prepared for us. Allah may allow difficulties to happen in our lives not to break us, not to punish us, but to test us. He tests us to see how strong our faith is, how much we trust in Him, and how well we respond to hardship. These trials refine our character, strengthen our resolve, teach us patience, sabra, and help us to grow spiritually. The tests are a chance to show our gratitude to Allah in all circumstances, all under Allah's divine protection. By turning to Allah, we increase our good deeds and find greater and greater comfort, protection, and guidance. Silence and patience are your strongest weapons. When someone tries to harm us, whether through hurtful words, false accusations, deliberate actions, or any form of aggression, our first instinct and a common human response is often to react immediately. We may feel a strong urge to defend ourselves, to respond in kind, or to make our voices heard. We feel the need to explain our side of the story, to argue our case, or even to fight back and take the attack to the other person. This is a very natural reaction, driven by our emotions and our desire for justice. However, Islam teaches us a powerful and transformative lesson. The lesson is that true strength, true resilience, and true success lie not in the immediate reaction, not in the impulse to retaliate, but in the deliberate practice of silence and patience, sabr. This lesson turns conventional wisdom on its head, challenging us to adopt a different approach, an approach that prioritizes inner peace, trust in Allah, and a long-term perspective. The Quran beautifully and repeatedly reminds us, in Quran, "O you who have believed, seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, Allah is with the patient." This verse offers us immense reassurance, guidance, and strength. It reminds us that when we choose patience over immediate retaliation, when we choose to remain silent in the face of provocation, we are not alone. Allah, the Almighty, the All-Knowing, is with us. He is supporting us, guiding us, protecting us, and preparing something better for us, even if we don't understand it at the time. His presence brings a sense of calmness and security, helping us to overcome our challenges and to remain steadfast in our faith. Silence in this context is not about weakness or surrender. It's an active choice, a strategic decision to rise above the negativity, to avoid unnecessary conflict, and to place our complete and utter trust in Allah's divine plan. It's about recognizing that not every battle needs to be fought with words. In fact, many times the best response is no response at all. This approach requires discipline, self-control, and a willingness to let go of the need for immediate gratification. Silence can be a powerful form of protest. When you refuse to engage in the negativity, when you don't give the other person the satisfaction of a reaction, you deprive them of their power, you deny them the opportunity to drag you down to their level. You don't feed their ego. Instead, you maintain your composure and your dignity, which can be far more impactful than any argument or rebuttal. Patience sabr is the cornerstone of this approach. It means enduring the challenges, the difficulties, and the unfairness of life with grace, fortitude, and unwavering faith in Allah. It means trusting that Allah's timing is perfect, and that justice will ultimately prevail. It means acknowledging the pain, the hurt, and the frustration, but refusing to let those emotions control our actions. It means remaining steadfast in our beliefs, even when faced with opposition. When you practice silence and patience, you are, in essence, creating a space for Allah to work. You're giving Him the opportunity to intervene, to guide the situation, and to bring about a positive outcome that might not have been possible if you had reacted impulsively. You are entrusting the situation to Him, confident that He knows best, and that He will always do what is right and just. Silence and patience are therefore not signs of weakness, but signs of strength. They are the weapons of the wise, the tools of those who seek to rise above the negativity and to live a life of meaning, purpose, and connection with Allah. Use their negativity to fuel your growth. Negativity from others is sadly a harsh reality of life. Whether it comes in the form of criticism, unwarranted jealousy, hurtful betrayals, malicious gossip, or any other kind of unkind and disrespectful behavior, it can be incredibly discouraging and emotionally draining. It can make you question your decisions, your abilities, and even your self-worth. It can leave you feeling wounded, isolated, and overwhelmed. However, as believers, as Muslims, We are not helpless in the face of this negativity. We have the power to transform it, to alchemize it, to turn it into fuel for our own growth and success. We don't have to be victims of the negativity of others. Instead, we can use it as a catalyst for positive change. We can channel their negativity into something constructive, into something that strengthens our character, deepens our faith, and allows us to reach our full potential. Allah reminds us in the Quran, 5:0 Action, "So verily, with hardship comes ease." This verse is a source of hope and reassurance, and a profound lesson. It offers us a comforting perspective. Every difficulty, every challenge, every hardship, and every negative experience carries within it an opportunity for something even better. The darkness you experience is an opportunity for greater light to emerge. It is an incredible lesson and reminder that every moment in our lives, when we trust Allah, is an opportunity for growth. This means that the negativity you face from others, their criticism, their jealousy, their betrayal, is not meant to destroy you, to defeat you, or to hold you back. Instead, it is meant to push you forward, to ignite a fire within you, and to help you discover your true potential. It is a test, a trial, a challenge that can refine you, make you stronger, and bring you closer to Allah. When someone criticizes you, for example, instead of becoming defensive or discouraged, you can use their words as a source of motivation. Examine their feedback and see if there is any truth to what they're saying. Is there something you can learn from their perspective, even if their words are delivered in a harsh or unkind way? If so, use their criticism as an opportunity to improve yourself, to refine your skills, or to correct your shortcomings. When someone is jealous of your success, instead of allowing their negativity to bring you down, use it as a reminder of how far you've come. Let their jealousy fuel your ambition and motivate you to work even harder to achieve your goals. Let it remind you to stay humble and to acknowledge that all success comes from Allah. When someone betrays you, instead of succumbing to anger, resentment, and bitterness, use their actions as an opportunity to learn and grow. Recognize that their betrayal is a reflection of their character, not yours. Focus on the lessons you can take away from the experience, the importance of trust, the need for healthy boundaries, and the value of forgiveness. And let that experience fuel your resolve to be a better person. In essence, use their negativity as a catalyst for personal growth. Use their criticism to improve yourself, their jealousy to fuel your ambition, and their betrayal to strengthen your character. Transform the negativity into a positive force in your life. This requires a conscious effort, a deliberate shift in perspective. But when you learn to see negativity not as a threat but as an opportunity, you can truly unlock your potential and live a life filled with meaning, purpose, and connection with all. Trust in Allah's justice, not the world's approval. In a world where people often seek external validation and approval, where individuals place value on social status, seek fairness from others, and where people are frequently obsessed with what others think of them, it's easy to become frustrated, discouraged, or even enraged when we face injustice, false accusations, mistreatment, or simply unfairness. We want the world to be a fair place, where good is rewarded and bad is punished. We crave justice and want it to be delivered swiftly. We long to be understood and vindicated. However, Islam teaches us a profound and transformative lesson. True justice belongs to Allah alone, and His justice is far greater, more complete, more precise, more encompassing, and more fulfilling than anything the world can offer. The world's justice system is limited and imperfect, prone to error, bias, and corruption. The standards of the world, especially in recent times, are often warped, and there is an erosion of values. It can be difficult to determine what's right and wrong. Allah, however, is the ultimate judge. His judgment is perfect, unbiased, and based on complete knowledge of the seen and the unseen. He knows every intention, every action, and every circumstance. Allah reminds us in the Quran, indeed Allah does not wrong anyone as much as an atom's weight, and if there is a good deed, He multiplies it and gives from Himself a great reward. This verse is a source of immense comfort and reassurance. It assures us that no good deed, no act of kindness, no hardship endured, no effort made goes unnoticed by Allah. This realization, this profound truth, allows us to relinquish the need for the world's validation. It allows us to release our need for fairness from others. It empowers us to trust in Allah's wisdom and justice, even when we don't understand the circumstances, and even when we don't see justice being served in the way we expect or in the time frame we desire. This means that if we are wronged by others, we don't have to resort to anger, vengeance, or resentment. We can instead focus on remaining steadfast in our faith, on practicing forgiveness, and on leaving the matter to Allah. We can be patient and know that Allah's justice will eventually prevail. Even if we don't see immediate retribution in this world, we know that Allah will ultimately hold everyone accountable for their actions in the hereafter. When we are faced with false accusations, we don't have to spend all our energy trying to convince others of our innocence or trying to defend our reputation. We can instead focus on our actions, our character, and our relationship with Allah. If our intentions are pure and our actions are aligned with our faith, we can trust that Allah will protect us and ultimately reveal the truth. Allah will deliver a just and satisfying outcome for all. When we are mistreated, when we are marginalized, or when we are subjected to injustice, we don't have to lose hope or feel defeated. We can instead turn to Allah, seek solace in His presence, and place our complete trust in His divine plan. We can focus on cultivating our inner peace, on building our character, and on living a life that pleases Allah. We can remain steadfast in our faith, knowing that Allah will ultimately reward us for our patience, our perseverance, and our devotion. When we trust in Allah's justice, we can be truly free. We are not bound by the opinions of others, the whims of the world, or the imperfections of human justice systems. We can live our lives with integrity, with courage, and with unwavering faith, knowing that we are under the protection of the most just and the most merciful. We can find solace in the knowledge that He knows everything, that He sees everything, and that He will ultimately set everything right. Strength comes from knowing who you are in the eyes of awe. In a world that is obsessed with external factors and outward appearances, where people often define their worth and the worth of others by superficial standards, things like social status, wealth, possessions, physical appearance, and the fleeting opinions of others, it's incredibly easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We may begin to measure our value by the number of likes we receive on social media, the size of our bank account, the brands we wear, or the people we are associated with. This can make us feel insecure, anxious, and constantly striving for more, chasing a mirage of fulfillment that can never truly satisfy. However, Islam teaches us that true strength, true confidence, and true worth come not from the approval of others, not from fleeting worldly accomplishments, but from a deep and unwavering understanding of who you are in the eyes of Allah. It is from this understanding that we find the bedrock of our being. The Quran reminds us in Quran, O mankind, what has deceived you concerning your Lord, the most generous, who created you, proportioned you, and balanced you. In whatever form He willed, He has assembled you. This beautiful verse is a source of profound wisdom, a reminder to turn our focus inward, to see ourselves through the lens of Allah's creation rather than the narrow standards of the world. It's a call to reflect on our true worth, to appreciate the divine gift of our existence, and to recognize our value simply because Allah created us. Allah created you. He gave you your unique form, your unique talents, and your unique personality. He breathed His Spirit into you. He knows you better than you know yourself. He loves you unconditionally, and He cherishes every part of you. You have worth simply because of your existence, simply because you are a creation of Allah. This is the truth. When you understand this, when you internalize this truth, it changes everything. It becomes the foundation of your inner strength, your self-assurance, and your resilience. You no longer need to seek external validation because you already have the ultimate validation from the one who matters most. The opinions of others lose their power over you. The criticisms, the judgments, and the attempts to undermine your self-worth fall away like a worn-out cloak. You are free to be yourself, authentic and true to your values, without feeling the need to conform to anyone's expectations. You are able to face adversity with courage and confidence because you know that your value is not determined by your circumstances, by your failures, or by the actions of others. You know that your value is inherent, unchangeable, and based on your relationship with Allah. This understanding allows you to stand firm in the face of challenges. It makes you resilient to setbacks and gives you the power to bounce back from difficult experiences. You know that you are worthy of all love's love and that He will always support you. You can make choices that align with your values regardless of what others may think. You are free to pursue your passions, to pursue your goals, and to live a life that reflects your faith and your relationship with Allah. You are free to be compassionate, kind, and generous, without fear of judgment or criticism. Your value comes from your relationship with Allah, which is not dependent on anything external. It is within you, and therefore, it cannot be taken from you. So the next time you find yourself comparing yourself to others, the next time you feel insecure, the next time you are tempted to seek validation from the world, remind yourself of who you are in the eyes of Allah. Remember that you are a creation of the most generous, that you are proportioned, balanced, and made in the best of forms. Remember that you have worth simply because you exist. And remember that you are loved unconditionally by the one who matters most. This knowledge, this understanding, is your source of strength, your shield, and your ultimate freedom. Conclusion: an emotional call to action. As we come to the end of this journey of self-discovery and exploration, I sincerely and truly hope you've found comfort, strength, and a new sense of clarity, perhaps, from these lessons. More importantly, I hope that you will always have them close to your heart. Remember, no one can truly harm you, not in any lasting way, without Allah's permission. It's not a cliché, it's the bedrock of your life, of your spirit, and the source of your peace. Every challenge you face is, in reality, an opportunity for personal growth, spiritual purification, and elevation. Every betrayal is a lesson in resilience, a chance to strengthen your faith, and to draw closer to Allah. Every setback, every instance of hardship is a setup for a greater blessing, a means to a higher purpose. Allah has created us to be strong. He has designed us to be resilient. He has shown us, through revelation, the path to success. So let us lean in, let us listen, let us embrace the challenges, and most importantly, let us lean on Allah. If this message resonated with you, if it has stirred your heart, given you a new understanding, if it has touched your soul and inspired you in any way, I have a simple yet heartfelt request. I invite you from the deepest part of my soul to join with others. Please, show your support, share your connection to Allah. Please, let us grow our community of believers who uplift and inspire one another. Comment Allahu Akbar below. Let's create a chorus of praise that echoes through the digital world. Let the world hear your voice, declaring and affirming the power, the majesty, and the ultimate greatness of Allahu. Let us use our collective voices to grow this community, this source of hope, this sanctuary of support, and this place where we remind one another of Allah's boundless love and protection. Let's make this a place where we celebrate the strength of our faith, and let us encourage one another on the path to Allah. Let the world know that Allah is with us, always. Let us live in the light of that knowledge, and let us spread the light to all those around us, and let us be forever united in the remembrance of Allah. Stay blessed, stay strong, and always, always remember, all Allah is with you, always.